They might. They might be two.
Is Dr. Prabha here today? This light.
Dr. Prabha is here.
Where is she?
She's gone to the loo. She's coming.
Okay. Is Sunil KG around? Is Sunil KG around?
I think he's in the eco study.
Is he here?
I'll just call him.
Yeah.
So there's 7. Do you want to split it into 4 and 3? I don't know if we have 7.
एक नॉर्मल कुर्सी बे बे रहने दो एक और तो है उधर ना वो चेयर भी ला दीजिए Is Sunil KG around? I haven't received the slide from Sunil KG. Is Sunil KG around? I'm good with this also. We have more number of speakers, I think. Yeah.
that. Do you think Blue Smart is a good innovation? How many of you think Blue Smart is a good innovation? How many of you, if you think Blue Smart is a good... Okay, piche. Oh, I understand. Sorry. Yeah. How many of you think Blue Smart is a good innovation? Raise your hand. Those of you who feel Blue Smart Cab, e-cab is a good innovation. When we all were doing Uber and Ola, Blue Smart is good. Okay. How many of you took Blue Smart in Bangalore? How many of you took Blue Smart yesterday in Bangalore? No, we didn't take yesterday a Blue Smart. We took it early morning, yes, 1 a.m. How many of you took Blue Smart today? What happened to Blue Smart? Anybody aware what happened to Blue Smart? Yeah. Yes, fund mismanagement. So we were just talking about, oh, I need to keep standing there. Yeah. So any innovation stops to be smart if there is a fund mismanagement. And that's sort of also a wake-up call for our investors. And I think I'm assuming that we do have some investors here. So yeah, anything, Blue Smart, we just took it. In fact, when Chandni was saying yesterday, yes, 1 a.m. when we landed in Bangalore airport, we took a Blue Smart. Whole day yesterday I could not, and then of course it's out right now. It's no longer on the roads. Very sad, very tragic. But on that note, I request everybody to move forward. I think I've been just asked that if you can request everyone to move to the front seat, it will be super useful. We can do a better mingling of minds and missions. I also request all the volunteers that please distribute that half sheet of paper. And before we start talking about mingling and ideas and implementation and innovation, we'll have a quick round of questions. It's a rapid fire round, and we have prizes for that as well. So I request one volunteer to help me with the prizes. May I request all of you to please move ahead? Priyanshu, anyway, I would be inviting you on stage. So maybe you can take the front seat as well. Yeah, that looks better. Thank you. Okay, so all of you please be ready. It's not like a buzzer round, but you can raise your hand if you would wish to answer. Questions are simple. They don't require much thought. The first question, and I need a volunteer here to help me out as well. With the mic, somebody? Okay, great. One thing not to do in water innovation. Raise your hand if you wish to answer. One thing not to do in water innovation. No one? One thing not to do in water innovation. Okay. Let me pass that question. If you have to solve water challenge in your neighborhood, where would... Oh, you have?
Hello. Yeah, not to assume. Without
One
the
thing
data,
not to do in water
not
innovation.
to assume the market. Not to assume the market.
Not to assume the market. Yeah, very good. Carry out a diagnostic study. Can we have a round of applause and the prize? Awesome. The second question, if you have to solve water challenge in your neighborhood, where would you start? Say, please raise your hand. I would appreciate if you, yeah, Aditya. Yeah, great. Go ahead. Next question. Rainwater harvesting or wastewater recycling, what excites you more? Okay. No, that's okay. We can have Bhargav. But these are people who would already be coming on stage. Please go ahead. Huh?
Rainwater harvesting.
Okay, why?
Because the potential is higher and there is a chance of both recharge as well as usage, and the cost is lower compared to wastewater.
Awesome. Please sit down. Can we have a gift for him as well? And anybody who feels that wastewater recycling is more exciting, yes, Tarika, go ahead. Huh? Yeah, please.
I feel wastewater treatment is more important because you're solving two things with it. One is you're preventing the discharge of pollutants and also making water available for reuse.
Amazing. Go ahead. One prize for you as well. One water habit everyone in your city should adopt. Yes, there. We have a show of hand. Please.
I think everyone should stop using overhead showers and use bucket baths.
Amazing. Very good. I just used a bucket this morning. Excellent. Huh? What's cooler? Fix a leak or design an app? What's cooler? Fix a leak or design an app? Aditya, I think I'll not give it to you. No, and I don't want, you're almost making me feel like a teacher here. Huh? Raise your hand if you wish to answer. What's cooler, fix a leak or design an app? Yeah, go ahead. There we have one person. Huh? Yeah, I'll come to you. I have more questions.
Honestly, I think design an app to identify and fix that leak. If that's a
Okay,
possibility.
amazing. That's great. When the mangoes get over, do let me know. I can stop. Do we have investors in this room? Do we have investors in this room by any chance, or everybody left? Oh, we do have some people at least. One non-negotiable you look for in water-focused startup. One non-negotiable that you look at in water-focused startup.
So if you're building in water today, you need to have long-term thinking. Exits, I don't think should be a priority today. Water is a long-term problem, right? For example, one of the basic issues with water we see today is that water is too cheap today. Now, the prices will jack up in some time when we realize the severity of the crisis that we are in. But you need to have a long-term horizon, and you need to plan for the next 10, 15 years, and not the next 3 to 5 years, which is your average fund return cycle that exists out there.
Brilliant, awesome. Okay, which water innovation space do you think is still untapped? Raise your hand, please. Which water innovation space do you think is still untapped? Yeah. Okay, no, you have already got one question. If we don't have anybody else in the room, you get your second mango. Yeah, there.
I think each home can recycle its water and reuse as much of used water. I wouldn't say wastewater, but use as much of used water in a treated form rather than depend on fresh water.
Yeah.
That is something we have not done enough of.
Absolutely. It's like at a very, very household level, micro when we say. It's like at a household level. Great, thank you. Thank you if we can recycle and reuse and not really throw out water. Last question. What water tech attracts more fund? What water tech attracts more fund? Nobody. I think Priyanshu feels that FluxGen gets more funds. Priyanshu, where are you? Huh? Yeah? Anybody? No? Aditya? I think Aditya wants to answer. Please, Aditya, go ahead.
The base layer of anything to do with water is water treatment and wastewater treatment. Unfortunately, and Dr. Kodavatsal is here and he's been at it for 40 plus years, unlike me who's just a startup. It is perceived that this is not very glamorous, or, the return cycle is very, very long, right?
Can I ask you to be a little more specific? Just what water tech attracts more fund? I'm looking for just one
that
sentence.
cloud SaaS in the air layer. Not ground zero, what we do. Sorry, Ganesh.
We have almost started feeling you attract the most fund, huh? After the morning session. Okay, big round of applause for all of you. I think you did a great job in the rapid fire section. So, and I think some of you have earned 2 mangoes. Aditya, please give one to him as well. You give the second one? Brilliant. So that's amazing. I think before we move forward, I also wanted to, for the benefit of those who came, who joined today. Oh, I'm not supposed to move from here. So for benefit of those who joined us today, yesterday we had a very inspiring, very energetic session starting from the keynote. And a very interesting thing that was brought out in the keynote by Vishwanath, that was about the first point, the 6th mass extinction. And we said that unlike the previous 5 extinctions that we had, which were natural, the 6th actually extinction is going to be human-made extinction. And we already talk about Anthropocene. We already talk about the ecological age, and we say this age is Anthropocene. So that's a big concern, and this morning, for those who went for the lake walk, also realized the kind of damage that we are doing to our ecosystem. We already know that the Earth Overshoot Day last year was, I think, 1st August. So we are already drawing everything out from the Earth in the first 8 months, first 7 months, I would say, if it was 1st August. And then we are actually depleting the Earth every year in the remaining 5 months. The second one was solutions must not result in new crisis. And Green Revolution was given as an example that while it was definitely a requirement there, but in the long term, what happened was it caused more damage. So that was another one, that when we think of solutions, the solution should not lead to more crisis. Like, for instance, when we dammed our water bodies, or when we concretized our water bodies, or when we go for lakefront development program, actually we are in the long run ruining a lot of our ecosystem, or when we are destroying forest, or social justice and women and people's voices. Very important that these are brought to the center stage. Missing or weak regulatory and, no, it's fine. I thought I was asleep last night when I was doing this. Missing or weak regulatory and legal framework. That was another thing, that regulations, how much ever we talk about, industrial discharge regulations are there. But despite that, we see a lot of industries discharging wastewater into open areas. So likewise, there are many regulations which are there, but the enforcement is missing. True cost of water. Are we really paying for what we are getting? We are appropriating a lot of water. Are we even returning back? We are talking about concept of water neutrality. So are we really giving back? Storytelling and films, two very powerful films. If you didn't come yesterday, you have missed. And why I'm talking about these are also innovations. Innovations are not restricted to being in the tech space. Innovations could be in product innovation, policy innovation. Innovations could also be around changing of mindsets. And perhaps storytelling and films. I think Mansi did a session on storytelling and traditional knowledge and how we can really bring it together with the contemporary knowledge. But the 2 stories, I think the one was Down the Drain, and the other one was the journey of water or something. So the two, I think, very powerful stories which connects very strongly with people. Then first mile connectivity challenges were brought out by the this morning, I just forgot the name of the organization. It was ASCII, which brought out that in the keynote. So, and then there were a bunch of problem statements that you see on the other side. Those were the bunch of problem statements which were highlighted. A lot of them, were presented by our speakers yesterday. Ansu Susan Cherian from Boda, she spoke about how WASH can be taken to the underserved community and how they can act as facilitators on that. Dr. Muthukumaran from NIT Trichy, he had a brilliant innovation in terms of your boat, where he had a furniture kind of a boat which could be used in rescue operation in urban flooding. And he also had a magic net which can be used for removing trash from the water body. In fact, we carried that to the lake walk today, just that we couldn't use it there. Not because the lake wasn't dirty, but because we couldn't go closer to the lake. Yashkriti Garg from Fluxgen, in fact, she was looking at something where non-contact measurement of data. Data paucity is already there. Not that we don't have data. Actually, you know, the Central Water Commission, the Central Groundwater Board, I think all of them are supposed to collect a lot of data. IMD, the India Meteorological Department, all the climate data is there with them. They even have agromet data with them. But unfortunately, the data isn't either freely available to us. Bhuvan now has brilliant satellite data with them as well. And all of it, I think, are very useful for each one of us. But sadly, they are not either available on open domain, or they're available, but probably not of the right resolution, or maybe not current. So there are many, and then there are paid data also. So one technology I think we really need there, where we need to have data analytics, you know, in place, where all this data could be brought together, analyzed, and a good, strong decision support system could be built around that. And then Dr. Saurabh Chaudhary, of course, from Ecomedia Solutions, talk about AI and blockchains and how he's helping companies actually map their ESG footprints. So with that, I think, quickly, anybody, any guesses which lake is this? Oh, lovely. Thank God. Huh? That's awesome. Huh? I know some of you went in the morning, but yeah, that's awesome. Doesn't this look nice? Do you like it? You think you missed the morning walk? Anybody feels, huh? Yeah. See, I see a few hands. You already started missing it. This is brilliant. Okay, so with that, now we move on to our actual agenda that we have. And as I said, this is mingling of minds and missions. And collaboration and connection and co-creation is what we are looking at. So I have already given a piece of paper. I don't know. I hope the volunteers have given you a piece of paper. So we would have about 6 to 7 people presenting, 3 minutes each. And those who were here yesterday, you know that you are actually not allowed to go beyond 3 minutes, maybe a 10-minute grace that I give some people, but not everyone. So yeah, so, and that's, I think, to my discretion. But in that page that you have, for the mingling to happen, I'm sure for those of you who have been listening since yesterday or today, or are doing some innovation in your respective places, or you are part of a startup, or you are planning to actually invest in a startup, or you are working with an organization, or for that matter, you are just, you know, looking at it as a challenge. If you could just put down on that paper and be ready to mingle after these 6 to 7 presentations that are there, precisely if there are 7 presentations, it's just about 25 minutes that we would take to finish them. And we would then have almost about half an hour to really talk about all the challenges and innovations and your thoughts and what you would like to do. And that would be, that discussion is something I missed some bit of it yesterday, and hence I've given you a paper. Please start putting down your thoughts. And let me tell you, no thought, you know, is less important, and no thought is something that doesn't require attention. Every bit of thought, I think, is very important. It's a perspective that you have. Feel free to share it. This is the forum to share. So with that, I would like to call upon Dr. Prabha Nagarajan. Dr. Prabha, I announced your name 5 times yesterday. We missed you yesterday because you were just, put at 2 places. So that sort of shows how important you are for us. Please, please. Yeah, a big round of applause for Dr. Prabha. And Dr. Prabha is Director and CEO of OpenWater.in Private Limited. I see all the mics have vanished from here. No, there is some. Yeah. So, Dr. Prabha, we have a rule here, and I think, we have a rule here. Every speaker is given 3 minutes, and 1 slide. It's a format of 3-minute thesis presentation. I have undergone that myself. So just 3 minutes of you get to talk about your work. But during that 3 minutes, I would request all speakers to also share your asks. In case you have certain asks, you have put it here, do share your asks. And we will try to explore how we can really do collaboration there. Huh? So without much ado, your time starts. Now your slide is right there. Huh?
All right. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Prabha Nagarajan from Open Water. So we at Open Water work on decentralized wastewater treatment. And we provide packaged, pre-assembled plug-and-play systems based on electrochemical treatment processes for industries and certain niche domestic sectors. And today, my ask is to collaborate or look for partnerships with people in businesses who are system integrators for industrial wastewater treatment, because industrial wastewater treatment requires a multi-step approach. And we would like to work along with others and collaborate in providing effective solutions to industries. And also, we have productized solutions which can be retrofitted. So that makes us a great partner to work with your ETP solutions. And the second ask is for sludge management. So very little is done about sludge management, as there are not very strong policies around sludge. But we would like to give a holistic solution to the customers. So anybody who works on resource recovery from sludge or just efficient sludge management as a value add, we would like to work with them. And the third ask is collaboration opportunities, in providing solutions for hospitals or small compact systems. And also for anybody providing STP solutions and want to improve their treated water quality to enable water reuse for customers, we would like to offer our productized solutions to improve the water quality and enable water reuse on site. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was really fast. Yeah, have a seat, please. You still have a minute. Would you like to talk some bit more about your work?
No, I think I just spoke very fast.
Please
Yeah.
sit down. Excellent work. Big round of applause for Dr. Prabha. I think these are few. I almost feel I'm so loud. Huh? So yeah, these are few things definitely that every city needs. And I already see some collaboration happening between you and an organization that I advise, but I'll come back to that a little later in the discussion section. And I think everywhere, wherever we are looking at, keeping our water bodies clean, or we are looking at, decentralized wastewater treatment, I think packaged water systems are like really good solution. I've been really looking for it for a while, and I think this is just great at the right time. Huh? Let me reset the watch and clock here and invite my next speaker, Bhargav Pratim Roy from Fluxgen. Great, Bhargav, welcome. You have been assisting us in many things since yesterday. Thank you very much for that. And right now you're representing Fluxgen. Already you have heard Ganesh speak in the morning about all the great thing that you people are doing. People are really looking up to Fluxgen for technology. There's absolutely no doubt about that. That, how you can aid us, how Fluxgen can help us in accelerating change that we are looking out for. And in the backdrop of that, I think your problem statement is going to be immensely useful. So your time starts now. Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
I am Bhargav. I work in new product development as a growth manager, helping to build products. So we have heard a lot about building recharge structures, well rejuvenations, rainwater harvesting structures, urban flooding, and a lot of things. So in that regard, we are building products to analyze the aquifer patterns, understand the rainfall, the hydrology, etc., and how we can, based on that data sets, how we can provide engineering design for solution of this, for these kind of solutions in large-scale projects, in watershed projects. So my specific asks are, if there is any GIS remote sensing companies or anyone associated with such companies who can help us analyze groundwater data sets, aquifer data sets, and also water experts who can help us fine-tuning these data sets with groundwater modeling equations. This is very important. And we are also looking forward to do projects for rainwater assessments and groundwater modeling for with our interventions. And we would really love to collaborate with anyone with such needs. Thank you.
You have a lot more time. Do you want to highlight something that you're already doing?
Yeah, so we have recently done a very good project where we have done a complete rainwater harvesting study and a groundwater aquifer design, based on which we were able to tell the companies, even we have spoken with Chandni ma'am as well. So we have done a project where we have helped to find out the correct recharge structure locations, what are the depth of aquifers, what are the fracture zones, where should the aquifer be, how the maintenance should be, and how they can monitor the aquifers, how they can monitor their water credits and rainwater debits. So we have worked on that segment. We have helped to build rainwater harvesting structure designs and doing the billing and cost estimation of that. And we're planning also to do projects for foundation levels for large acres, and we are also in talks with that. So any project relevant to that, please, we are open to working on such projects.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause. Please have a seat. I think today's speakers are very good at elevator pitch. Huh? They're really making it in 1 minute. That's very good. Great. So can we just move on to the next organization? Yeah. Priyanshu, if you are around. Yeah. Come. Priyanshu, again, doing amazing work, incubating in various IITs, and besides that, doing a lot of work with private companies and NGOs and collaborations happening around him. So Priyanshu, thank you very much. And over to you to give a background about your technology and also your ask. I know you are facing a lot of challenges also. And I think we had a brilliant session this morning and the challenges around that as well. I know you had a good question as well. So please do present your technology and your asks. Over to you. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Priyanshu Kumar. I'm the founder, CEO of Clean Water. In one line, what we do is that we rejuvenate water bodies. How do we do that? Is by focusing on water quality improvement. Because what we believe is that once you clean the water, most of the problems at water bodies get solved, right? There would be no more odor or color in the water, no more fish deaths, no more invasive species like water hyacinth. The sludge at the bottom will no longer give out methane emissions. The groundwater won't get contaminated, no waterborne diseases and deaths. So for rejuvenating the water bodies, we are fixing the water quality, and hence the ecology and the biodiversity thrive as well. And what exactly we do is we offer nature-based products like floating wetlands, floating aerators, and beneficial microbial cultures to remove all kinds of pollutants, right, from heavy metals, zinc, lead, cadmium, arsenic, nutrients, ammonia, nitrite, nitrates, phosphates, phosphides, etc., organic stuff. So we remove all kinds of products through nature-based solutions to improve the water quality and hence rejuvenate the water body. And we've been working across India on stagnant water bodies and flowing water bodies alike. Till date, we've worked on more than 25 water bodies. The picture that you see on the top left of your screen is of Annapurna Lake, which used to be a dead lake with all of the 50 to 70,000 fishes are dead, 2 sewage inlets, religious waste, etc., a water hyacinth on top. And now the water quality is at drinking water standards, not just 10, 12 parameters. All the 35 to 40 parameters are within drinking water standards. We also rejuvenated Piplihana Lake about 2 years back using funds from Amrit, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. We've rejuvenated Hawz-e-Shamsi Lake about a year back using CSR funds. So this is what we do. And recently we made a very cool new product called a floating lotus solar aerator. So we saw a gap in the market that solar aerators aren't really available. So we made a solar aerator and we decided to float the solar panels as well and arrange them in the form of a lotus to do beautification along with it. So no more recurring electricity bills, no more theft of cables or motors from the lake, and beautification simultaneously. So this is what we do. And we are a product company. So let's say when you are rejuvenating a lake, you might need to pick up garbage, you might need to make a boundary wall around the lake, desilt it, make the bunds wetter, plant some trees, install walkway benches, lights, right? All of these basic civil works, earthworks, services is something any individual, any NGO, any contractor can do, right? But despite having done all of this, you'll still need to improve the water quality, right? That's where we come in with our product. So effectively, we are a product company that NGOs and
Priyanshu, your asks, please.
Sure. So our ask is actually just on the business front. On the technical engineering front, we are more than sorted and we are way ahead of the curve. On the business front, we help need help related to fundraising or any revenue or business activities. It could be through CSR funds, private contractors, or helping us unlock the government market. Because right now we are positioned more like Kirloskar, that we are product manufacturers, but we won't go and file tenders everywhere. It will be our distributor network that will do so. So our ask is on the business front.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Priyanshu. Please have a seat. I know I can vouch for his technology. Please have a seat. I'm shortly going to collaborate with him on some work. So yes, fundraising definitely is a big issue, wherein, because of paucity of funds. And let me tell you, this is one technology, and I think, of course, many people are into something similar as well. We have almost, I think, 2.5 lakh lakes and ponds, or maybe more? 25 lakhs? So multiply it by 10. Sorry for being wrong. Yeah, multiply it by 10. So 25 lakhs of water bodies, rural, urban, across India. And if we talk about Bangalore, Bangalore had, I think 100 years ago, you had close to 1,000 lakes and ponds. As Ganesh was saying, this could possibly be on a water body as well. And don't be very surprised if this caves in inside and we find ourselves buried. So yeah. So from 1,000 in 1960s, I think, when there was a census of lakes that was done, Bangalore had roughly about 260 or 280 lakes. And today, I think that has also dropped down further. And maybe we have about 70 to 80 lakes, or not more than that. Am I right? Or maybe less? Yeah. So that's the kind of, how we have really lost our water bodies. And amidst that, and during the lake walk, I think Lake Ulsur, which Mansi was representing, actually made an appeal to us that, we are losing all our siblings, or our siblings are sick, or we are destroying them, or they are in pain, they are lonely. How do we really try to revive them? Again, this was, we don't have the solution alone. We need to collaborate with the lake, treating lake as a partner and not lake as a recipient, and try to understand what the lake needs. Every lake is not identical. Every water body is not identical. Their needs, their asks are also different. So I think Lakshan is already doing some work in Bangalore, but Priyanshu is doing a great work in Indore. And of course, he's working all over India, based in Indore, but amazing work there. Thank you very much, Priyanshu. I think some bit of marketing I have done for you. So yeah, thanks a lot. Let's move to our next speaker. Again, a very dear friend, Chandrasekharan. I know him for a few years. He's the founder director of Watson Environment Tech, doing amazing, again, very good work in water and sanitation space. Advanced membranes and materials, you can see already here. I don't need to really speak about it much, but definitely we know. Is there anybody here who doesn't have an RO at home? So many. What do you have instead? You have a sand filter? UV. Oh, sorry. That's, I think, you have UV, yeah. Anybody who doesn't have a UV and a RO at home? You have a Watson, this thing. Very good. Huh? At least you have a sand filter, Chandni? No? So, yeah. So that means there is absolutely zero trust that we have in our water utilities. Whatsoever you say, if you go to any European country, I think you can drink from the tap. the amount, and yesterday that young girl was talking about, when you treat, how much water gets lost. She was only saying like in half a liter, 1 liter, but I say sometimes even 3 to 4 times of the water gets lost. So there's a huge amount of water we lose when we use this technology. And they're expensive. They're expensive, difficult to maintain. Amidst that, I think my friend Chandrasekharan has developed something very good. He has been taking it around to different people. But we are very happy to have you here today. So over to you. And you have, again, your 3 minutes to present.
Thanks, Fauzia, for cutting my 1 minute and making it easier for me. So that is the basic question I ask. Do you buy the water purifier or the bottle, the water, anything out of threat? Should you not just buy it with peace of mind and use any water, getting it converted to drinking water? That's what my company does. So this is just a natural clay filter media. The pores are nano-sized. The process is similar to brick making. The only difference is the nanopores. It filters all the unwanted elements, retains all the good mineral and salts, and gives you drinking water below. So you don't waste water, no electricity, no replacement of the media or cartridge, so you don't end up with solid waste, like the polymeric cartridges or the beads and whatnot. This goes on and on for any number of years. I've been personally using it for past 13 years. My mother is 87. She walks to the nearest temple because she doesn't get into osteoporosis or any other joint problems because all the essential mineral and salts are very much retained in the water. This by the network of the local NGOs, larger NGOs, CSR, we have reached out to 5 lakh rural households. But the number is very small. The problem is 73% of the country, the Indian population is in the rural area. There I studied that arsenic is a killer, fluoride is a killer. So I developed various products like arsenic removal filter, fluoride removal filter, all are environmental friendly, do-it-yourself product. Then during the Kerala flood, Chennai flood, the Wayanad landslide, if you switch on any RO machine, maybe it could have electrocuted people. Our filter was the first thing to reach out there. Millions of people were given Watson water purifier, which saved their day, at least for a week or so, till the regular system was taken back. Then we are done to the last mile in BSF, Wagah border. They are saving us from our enemies, but we don't save them from the waterborne diseases. We have done Kargil, we have done Wagah, and whatnot. So my request is simple. First, to have a self-realization. We have a smallest one also. Instead of buying a bottle, you buy a mini water one. You can pour any water while you go travel or anything and reuse it. Second thing, to your menial staff. Can't you not just give them during some anniversary day, wedding day or something so that they can get better water? Third thing is the larger question. Government for Har Ghar Jal scheme, what are they doing? How can they do it in a hilly area? But just by laying a pipeline, you can't reach the water to them. Whereas the small filters can reach them, they have enough water. This could be implemented in a government policy. Last but least, the CSR. If every company starts recommending this, so it's not going to give you any OPEX, this is going to run forever, and we have done larger sizes up to 2,500 liter. So are almost 10,000 schools, almost 50,000 Anganwadis across the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's great. Have a seat, please. We already have a reference here, so I think Ganesh can definitely vouch for the product. We have already used it in one of our functions, at least I know I was present there, and it's brilliant. I'm sure the product, more details about the product you will get to know shortly about it, when you interact with him. But his asks are very simple that, there are smaller versions which you can carry with you and it filters your water. The second one that he talked about, that during your corporate events, if you would like to present it, do consider presenting his product, but of course, you need to also be sure of what's the quality, so all the certificates and everything that you want to have for that. And then the last thing he spoke about, Har Ghar Jal, and we really know that Har Ghar Jal is all about pulling water from the ground or from the nearest surface water body. And honestly, very seldom there is treatment happening and it's just being supplied to people. Sometimes, people not even using it. I know some places where people have even broken the taps and the water keeps running because they feel that's something that they don't want. Perhaps they wanted a school and we just pushed this Har Ghar Jal scheme on them or toilets on them. So again, people's voices, their requirements, just as we were talking about requirement of the lake, I think requirement of the people also we need to understand that who needs what. So like building toilet, I think, as you know, yesterday, which it was pointed out that we have really made remarkable strides, there is no doubt about it. But building a toilet, you know, one of the problem statement that was brought out yesterday was that water security is a sanitation security. So if you don't have water, toilets are useless. If you don't have the right design of the toilet also, people don't use it. And we have seen it in many, many such schemes that are there. Lastly, your product also has some features of removing fluoride and arsenic. And I know that the whole of Gangetic Basin, for instance, has a lot of problem of arsenic. I know in Haryana, especially the Mewat region or some parts of North Bihar, where I am from, I think does have a problem of fluoride, with people really suffering a lot from dental and skeletal fluorosis. So I do see a lot of potential for your product to grow and scale up, but maybe we can carry forward that conversation. We'll move on to our next speaker, Professor Nanda Kumar. Professor Nanda Kumar is from IIT Chennai, but he's presently the director of International Center for Clean Water. They are actually housing, incubating large number of startups and a variety of water startups that they're doing. I have had the good fortune to be connected with him even before this happened, and right now within this project also. And I can really vouch for what he's doing. I think it's great work, giving opportunity, money, mentorship. See, giving money is one part, but you know, mentorship that he's providing to startups, perhaps that actually is going a long way in establishing them or scaling them. And they're very particular about it, and from the value proposition to actually, you know, how they could be scaled up. They cover literally everything. So thank you very much, Professor Nanda Kumar. I'll just hand over to you, and your time would start now.
Thank you, Dr. Fauzia. So I have to make 2 corrections in the slide. I'm sorry, I'm not a professor, okay? I am an engineer with a management degree, and I've worked for 35 years in the industry. And I've come back to my alma mater, IIT Madras, to see how I can contribute back. So that is one correction. So what is ICCW? It's a not-for-profit organization. It's a society established under the aegis of IIT Madras. The governance is by the faculty members there, but we are essentially like another startup, right? We are now 6 years into existence. What we do is we have scientists working with us, developing new technologies for water in the areas of real-time sensing of water quality, contaminant removal, keeping in mind carbon and water footprints to be minimized. We also develop technologies these are not for development for science, these are for translational research. That means research that gets commercialized, right? So what we do is the scientist can actually create a startup. After developing the technology, he can step out and run his own business. We also validate technologies of other startups or other emerging technologies, or it could be an international technology that wants to come to India, right? And there is a lot of applied research that happens, which means problem statements from the industry or the government or from the public, for which solutions are developed at TRL level 5 or 6. And there is computational data, that is hydroinformatics, that is being worked upon, which is to build models to predict behavior of water in terms of quality and quantity and availability. So these people together are called innovators. That means they work largely in the lab with a window to the world outside. The other side is implementing solutions in the field where we have engineers and social scientists. So it's a multidisciplinary team trying to put together solutions that either we have developed or seen outside, which we integrate. And to do that, we need to create a kind of a social business model. But what we found was just putting a technology in the field doesn't ensure success. So we try to create some kind of a connect with the community so that there is some economic dependence. And finally, there is a whole world of startup. So this slide is a little old. We have now created what is called a Waterpreneur Studio, right? Where we are inviting startups from very early stage to late stage and even MSMEs. We have Chandra, we have Priyanshu in our team, and we are looking for mentors. So Madam Fauzia is one of our mentors. We have Mr. Vishwanath was here yesterday as a mentor. So we're looking for mentors. We're looking for subject matter experts. We're looking for interns because we have a lot of projects in the field where we could engage interns for even a few weeks to a few months. And we do work with industries. So we are looking for scientists, engineers. Basically, it's not just we want to employ them, but we are trying to see how we could engage meaningfully, including consultants, right? And we have partnerships with NGOs because there is a lot of work that happens on the ground. So essentially, in summary, we are a kind of a platform trying to bridge academia with industry, academia with the governments, and trying to see where there is a gap in the
Nanda Kumar,
ecosystem
sir.
and try to fit in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I took that really the liberty to stop you, but yes, I think it's a brilliant platform. Again, some startups already present here. Priyanshu, of course. I have been associated, as I said, with this. And it's a great place for us to learn as well. So it's not like learning one way, but there's a lot of mutual learning. So if I have been a mentor to Priyanshu, I know I have learned so much. Or if I'm a mentor to one of agri-tech company, I think I am learning a lot also in that whole process. So do consider that. Let's move to the next startup. And the next startup is by Aditya Rao. Aditya is managing partner, Greentivity Enviro Solutions. You may have heard him, he has been pretty active participant. Thank you very much, Aditya, for being, keeping the sessions very lively. Over to you, and your 3 minutes starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aditya from Greentivity. A lot of you will not believe that 5-6 years ago, I did not know the full form of STP. I did not know that STP stands for sewage treatment plant. Because of a need or a necessity, Greentivity got incubated. Today, we are known in Bangalore for, we are not very keen on building these new STPs or working with the architect, builder, consultant, that lot of the market. We are purely a secondary market player, and our core forte is in repair, upgrade, refurbishment, recommissioning, and operations and maintenance of sewage and water treatment plants. We do a bit of inspection and audit work. We do a bit of licensing work. Our oldest and first customer is still with us, and somehow our customers don't seem to want to get rid of us. We are technology and vendor agnostic. So whatever kind of water treatment or sewage treatment plant you show us, if we are interested in taking it, be it an MBR, an SBR, an EAS, an A2O, or an ASP, we have the skills in-house. We do everything in-house other than the civil work. So whether it's a 5 HP pump or a 500 HP pump from Kishore, Siddharth sir, we have the capability to repair and refurbish it in-house. So I just gave the example of a pump. We are changing with the times. We've built ourselves a system called Aqua STP, which will bring all the shebang of IoT and AI and robotics into it. Whether you're a customer, vendor, or supplier, I repeat, whether you're a customer, vendor, or supplier, we don't interact or transact with you unless you have come and seen 3-4 of our installations. Yeah, they say I've got an ugly face, I'm difficult to deal with also. So the proof of the pudding is when you come and witness, right? So what are we looking for? We are looking for collaborations. And when and how can we collaborate? When you understand deeper of what we do and when we understand a little bit more of what you do. I strongly believe that you can't teach someone to ride a motorcycle at a conference. I read it somewhere, I'm not very educated. We've built a strong team and it's a very flat structure. There is equality in the team. What the operator wears is what I wear, right? So we've got two gentlemen here, Mr. Merciless and Mr. Relentless. Raghu Raman, if you can stand up, he is merciless in everything that he does, very soft-spoken. And then there's Karthikeyan, who's relentless.
Aditya, your time is over.
Thank you,
Can
I'm done.
quickly, thank you. I'm also relentless here. So, yeah, also merciless. A combination of both. Yeah, sorry about that. But let me tell you, yesterday when I was listening to Professor Chari and when he was highlighting 10 problem statements, one statement, he also talked about the STPs, and non-functionality of STPs was one. So he did mention some statistics that I may have got it wrong, so pardon me for that. You can always go back and check that. But around roughly about 760 STPs which are there in cities across India. And he said that 90% of those STPs do not have digital monitoring system. So that definitely is one opportunity that I see. The second opportunity where, where you come in also is out of these 750 STPs, about 300 STPs are such that with a very modest investment can be made functional. And I already see, and I think Pooja ma'am is here, and she should be able to help you out. So do carry a conversation with her. I'm very good at taking down notes, so I was just referring back to my notes to understand what were those statistics which were there. Yes, and then we have one more speaker, Sunil KG. Sunil? Okay, it seems Sunil is not around. So good for us, we have more audience time. So once again, a big round of applause for all the startups on the stage. But we have not been able to really bring all of you to the stage, but as this is a HydroMingle session, we are definitely expecting that some of you who in the last 2 days, today is the last day of course, so yesterday and today, have not been able to share what you're doing, and this is the time when you can talk about it. But keep it very brief and keep it just to about a minute in case you wish to share, and I'm happy to give you that time. The other thing is that we already have a bunch of people where Priyanshu is doing good bit of work in nature-based solution and revival of water bodies, and he's doing excellent work, not just limited to constructed wetland, but he's also building aerators, and he's also working on bioenzymes to clean the water. So maybe, that's one. So if you're coming from a city which needs something like that and you want to speak to him, this is the time. We have Bhargav here, and Bhargav again is looking for GIS, remote sensing, modeling already. When I was listening to Nanda Kumar sir, I thought maybe he could help you out in modeling, but definitely I think I can also connect with you and help you out on that part of it. Not myself, but I can connect you with someone. So already I see some connections happening. Prabha, again, she brought out about small solutions on water treatment at a smaller scale. What we say, dewatts, we talk about that, but then, a lot of that she brought out. Again, water filtration system. UN says that 96% of India is connected with clean water. But let me tell you, clean water doesn't necessarily mean safe water. So it's very clear that they never talk about safe water. Hence, if you're looking at safe water, probably that's there. Here again, technology, a bunch of it, Nanda Kumar sir has it. You've already seen it there in research, analysis, innovators, impactors, so that's there. And then we have Aditya again doing extremely good work, because often, we just make our infrastructure defunct and then look for new things, so adding more concrete to the system. And he is one person who is actually looking at how you can refurbish these infrastructure and make them operational and usable. So I want to have now a show of hands, and I think you already were given paper. And if you weren't given paper, I'm sure all of you are carrying a diary, and you have put down your thoughts. So I want a few show of hands who would like to go now. Wasn't it thought-provoking? Yeah, yes, please. Huh? Do you have a mic?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vinay. I am one of the founder directors of a startup company called Adachi's Fibrine Private Limited. So we are into wastewater management company. We have developed advanced DAF, wherein we don't require any blower or compressor. So we produce this radical microbubbles, which does the job. Of course, it does the job of skimming the fat and oil. Apart from that, it also reduces the BOD and COD. I would like to interact with all the panelists here and the audience here and take it forward. Thank you.
Sure, thank you very much. Anybody else has anything to share? Yeah, please. One sec, let's do there and then I come back to, yeah, after him.
I have a
And then
question
you.
for you, Priyanshu. I mean, prima facie, what you're doing seems to be what is needed right now, right? Your technology seems to work. What are the biggest challenges that you're facing in funding today? Maybe everybody else also shares similar concerns, but just wanted to hear from you. In terms of fundraise, in terms of raising CSR money, etc., right? To me, it seems like a no-brainer that somebody should be putting in money here. But what are the biggest challenges that you're facing?
Got it. So, in terms of fundraising, the biggest challenge we're facing is that most of our solutions are have a hardware component to that, right? The floating wetlands aerators have a hardware component. The initial feedback I've gotten from investors is they're looking for more for tech solutions, whether it's IoT or anything that you can do with data or reporting on the dashboard, things like that. They have more preference towards that. So that's on the fundraising part. On the CSR bit, we are a for-profit private limited company, registered as Sustainable Water Technologies Private Limited. Although most of our business, 70 to 80%, comes through the CSR route. But CSR funds could only be received by NGOs and not-for-profits. So therefore, every project we do, we have to partner with an NGO who receives the funds from a corporate. That brings an additional challenge. Also because as a for-profit entity, we can register our own NGO, but then it might have some conflict of interest. So that's on the CSR bit. And on the fundraising.
But I think before I come to you, I have a follow-up question. I didn't get your name, but Abhinav, to you. How open are investors to fund these nature-based solutions? Let me be very specific. How open are investors to nature-based solutions? And what are you expecting from people like us who are working in this space?
So there's no short answer for this. So I might have to take some time. You have to understand who your investors are in the first place, right? When you reach out to, let's say, a VC, not a corporate VC like us at Rainmatter, but you reach out to some other VC, the biggest problem that they have is that they are also raising money from other people. And they are going to be after them, telling them, what is my XIRR? Impact hota rahega. What is my return? Now, you have to understand their plight, that they have to show some kind of returns. And that is one of the, and it's very easy for them to sort of invest in IoT, etc., right? Because those seem to be the in things today. And if they fail, they can always go back to their LPs and say, we did what everybody else was doing and it didn't work out for everybody. But the need of the hour today, what we understand at Rainmatter, is people need to invest in hardware, right? For example, we've invested in boson whitewater that you guys might know. We've invested in Solinas. These are not, these hardware is a big component of what they do. Now, you will have to figure out like-minded investors, which is the biggest problem for water today. And one of the things that we keep telling is that water is very cheap today. It is very hard for you to pull in for-profit capital in this and ensure that they're also patient in the long run. Everybody has their fund cycles, everybody has their constraints. So that's the biggest problem I see in water funding today.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's great. Can you pass on the mic here? Oh, there is, okay, fine. Huh? Sure, yeah. You know, they're focusing this light on my face. I can't see this part of the room. Yeah. Yes, please. Huh?
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Murli. I come from Chennai, Innovotech Private Limited. Whatever these two gentlemen have shared, I have the same thing to share. But what we are trying to do is to tie up with the NGOs. And also recently we have tied up with the IIT Chennai, IIT Madras, with the Institute of International Center for Clean Water. So with them we are going because IIT has a big name, so with which we are going. So what we need to do under the CSR, this has to be relaxed from the Government of India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, that the water is an important sector. Two things are happening. One is on the Ministry of Environment side, the water credits have come. So on the other side, industries are also getting a big push from the BRSR side, where they are expected to achieve water neutrality as far as the CSR, their ESG is concerned. Therefore, these kind of relaxation in rules from the Ministry of Environment Forest, on the other side the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, so that the private entrepreneurs who are into these nature-based solutions are able to access the funding directly from the CSR, as well as the corporates are looking for water neutrality solutions, and they should also be told not only looking inwards, looking outwards, so that at a micro watershed level, so that we get a chance to work with them in the nearby areas around the factories. So this is what we are also facing as a
Thanks for that
enterprise.
thought. Do you want to go next, and then we have, yeah. Prasanna raised his hand some time ago. Maybe we'll give a minute to Prasanna and then to you. Just 1 minute.
Hello, good afternoon. So I'm Prasanna. I'm representing International Water Association. International Water Association is a membership organization, and we have been present, more in global north for 70 odd years. And in past few years, we have started the operations in global south. And that's where, when I listen to all these technologies and all these efforts, so we are more into, since being a membership organization, we are more into knowledge gathering and dissemination. So where we can come in is if we get connected, we can, we have around 12,000 water experts as our members around the world. We have different corporates, universities, utilities. So we believe in better networking as well. So that is where IWA can come in, and we can get associated and work further.
Yeah,
So
thank you. Thank you, Prasanna, for that. Yes, and you okay, just give me a minute, and then I come back to you. I think there is there's Veena there. Yeah, thanks. Oh, you have the mic. Thank you so much, Veena.
Yeah, I think Ganesh loves putting me on the spot. But yeah, like he said, I am a venture capital investor. We are investors in FluxGen. First of all, fascinating to hear the discussions, truly humbling, some of the kind of stuff that all of you are doing. But like the gentleman from Rainmat has said, in a lot of these businesses, venture capital may not be the right kind of investor because objectives would be misaligned. The ask for patient capital is fair, but like the earlier gentleman said, we as venture capital fund run to a certain timeline. We run to a certain return expectation on the business. The very crude thumb rule is every investment that we invest in intuitively is supposed to return the entire value of the fund, right? Which means very large market, fast-growing business model, and all of that stuff. But I think with the ecosystem expanding, there are a whole host of different kinds of investors. It's very important to understand the growth trajectory of the relevant business model and figure out who the right kind of investor is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Any other insight? Because I really have to close this session. I've got multiple warnings now. So I think just Nandakumar sir, you wanted to make a point, and then I have just a quick audience question, and then we wind up.
I'll make a very brief point. See, I'm looking at the investors here. I'm not able to see clearly because of the glare. But ICCW has a very strong startup mentoring system. Okay, so what we try to do is, because especially when there are, water-based startups, the pathway for making money is not very clear. So what we are trying to do is help them to build a business model. And at the end of a year or two, there is sufficient traction for that business. We validate their technologies. We understand the ecosystem. we would like to work with the investor community to see how we can minimize your risks when you actually invest. And there could be doubts in your mind. So maybe instead of directly asking the startup, if you could include us as a facilitator in the process, because I do work for some angel investors, not really to venture capitalists, but many of the startups go there and they refer it to me to say, is this company worth investing? And we will do a kind of a due diligence. And we would also like to empanel many of you into our ecosystem so that the startups can have a reach to what the investors are looking for. And there could be something that you will see that we are not seeing or they are not seeing. So I'm just leaving this open that we could connect after this to see how we can bring this together.
That's a good point there. So I have now given small paper chits. I don't know, you got those half sheet of paper and you must be wondering why you got that. So I presume you would have written some thought there in terms of any challenge, any problem or anything, any comment, any suggestion, anything that you would like to share. The last voice is for the audience. So I'm looking at 5 people who can quickly share in about half a minute each if you think that there is a problem that needs to be addressed and hasn't been talked about between yesterday and today. 5 problems that needs immediate urgent attention and has not been talked about yesterday and today. May I reduce it to 4?
Yes.
3? Yeah, there is one. Can we have the mic for that one? You want to say something? Yes, please go ahead.
See, one of the greatest challenges now, it is which my company, my ex-company, means Tata Steel, they are facing that sludge handling. Now, as you pointed out, Prabha, that you are in this sludge handling business. Nowadays, sludge is being used for mainly filling of low land area, landfill. And there are 2 types of sludge. One is domestic as well as one industrial, right? So domestic sludge, fine. It can be, used as manure or whatever. But for industrial sludge, we are using it for landfill. And somewhere I have studied that it can be used for, making paver blocks if it can be mixed with constructional debris. I don't know how much, because I have read in one of papers. And the other one is making some, earthen pottery materials. So this is a very, tough situation because day by day sludge generation is going to be high.
Satyajit, yeah. So that's one. Anything else that, 2 there. So we have 3. 2 more people I can take, and 4, and 5, So 1, 2, 3, and there.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention in some cases.
That's
but
very
I didn't
nice.
Notice,
How good it is for a teacher. Huh? Please.
I didn't hear too much on microplastic
contamination.
Yeah. I think it's a time bomb waiting to happen.
You were just attentive. There's no doubt about that. Microplastics and, we never thought it has a close linkage to water. Excellent. There and then, and can we have one mic there? It's already with.
Yeah, so there was some coverage. However, today when I came in, Aditya took me behind this building, and that was one problem that we did not consider or target specifically, which is ecology of surface water runoffs and all these smaller streams that connect to bigger water bodies and pollute them. So we have focused a lot on treatment part, water quality, technologies, everything.
Right, thanks. Right there. You have a point. Yes, please.
So I have been hearing a lot about ecosystem, right? And when we talk about ecosystem, ideally, you're talking about a social problem. So government becomes an important stakeholder into this. There are so many NGOs which are working on social problems which become important contributor to this. But in this ecosystem conversation, what I have been observing that government is not ready to pay the startups on time. Startups are not ready to work with governments. NGOs becomes gatekeeper to the government. They do not want startups to come too much. So we have a lot of conversation around the ecosystem, but is it actually an ecosystem, and how can this ecosystem be actually developed in the essence that we want it to be developed in?
Excellent. I think that's a great thought there. Right, Hadi. Yeah. One sec. Go ahead first, and then we
one
take
word, comms, to design behavior change. So we prevent the problem rather than just continuously fixing it. So basically, communication to behavioral communication to prevent the problems.
Excellent point. I think we did show a couple of movies, but we haven't really talked about, because, you know,
yeah, the minute you call
as
them
engineers, we think there's all solution lies in engineering.
True, but if you call them documentaries, I feel there is a perception with documentaries that they are slow and they don't really, they show a human side, but they don't really affect behavior change. So it's self-selected people who watch it. So we need something more mass that solves.
Yes, absolutely. I think well received.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm on the top. Okay, you are able to see me? Okay.
Yes, I can see you now.
I just want to add to the person what he just mentioned about governance. Yeah, see, we have ward committees, and we have all this coming 74th Amendment is also there in the Constitution.
Yes.
But how we are going to use this facility, which is already mandated in the Constitution? What committees, area sabhas are also there. So the person was talking about governance, right? So how we are going to bring it down to that level where the ownership comes to the community which they are living into? That is what is
polycentric governance.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. And on that note, I would like to thank all my amazing startups yesterday and today. Big round of applause there. I have a little quote here, and this quote is for all the startups, including, you know, me, who work as an independent consultant now. Often we don't spend much time mulling over the problem. So do that. I think that's very important. And the last thing that I would speak, and I have borrowed it from you, Ganesh, is the bottom line is you make your investors rich, you make your customers happy, and you ensure your employee growth. And the rest is taken care of. Thank you, Well Labs, thank you, FluxGen, thank you, Veena, Ganesh, and team. It's a great opportunity for me to be here. It's my second drop talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fawzia. I hope the mingling continues into lunch, so it's lunch break. Okay, while the photo is being taken, let's please get back at 1:45. I'm just going to quickly announce the sessions in the different